What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another movie review. Today we are talking about 2001 A Space Odyssey, a Stanley Kubrick film from 1968. Whew, wow, this movie was so much older than I thought. I do have some gripes, right? Some people say this is one of the best movies of all time. To me, it was a good movie, and I was trying my hardest to watch this movie with eyeballs that would have been alive in 1968. And for 1968, if I saw this movie, it would have blown me away, because visuals, there's a ton of stuff in this movie. Like, this is a lot of the images of space felt very Star Wars, like how they shot the early Star Wars movies with stuff in space, with the slow, like, motion captured stuff. There was, the way the ships looked, the way some of the ports looked, were very Star Wars-esque. But Star Wars, the first one, came out in '77, so that was 9 years later. So Star Wars was probably very inspired from the space in this movie. But, just the whole opening 30 minutes, I don't think there's a single word, and there's just apes and just, like, you just hear people in, like, Planet of the Apes costumes. I don't think it's real apes. It's definitely people in ape costumes, and they see this, like, monolith, and I get it's like the ba 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 ba. Like, it's where there's that iconic sound came from, and these images. Like, I think everyone's seen this image of this guy walking down this tunnel with the lights. And for '68, I was like, how did they do this shit? Like, this had to have been virtually impossible in 1968, and still, it's a good movie. It's got so much going on for it, just with a young person's eyes from 2023. It's hard for me to give it any more than the score I did. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. Still a very, very good movie. I just personally was not very into it all these years later. So I was really trying to watch and just be like, okay, HAL 2000, I get it, right? And the story was, like, good, but just it was very slow, because it's 68. The attention spans back then, people were in the theater smoking cigarettes, they were chilling. There's an intermission in the movie. It's very long. It's very long. But I could see why people love this movie from '68, and why people talk about this movie and what it did for the filmmaking industry. It definitely broke a lot of ground for a lot of things. You could see how it affected Star Wars. It probably affected Star Trek. Comment below, are you a Star Trek fan? I've always been a Wars guy, but that's just because my mom loved it, so I watched, as a kid, I watched Star Wars with her and, like, my dad. And nobody around me really watched Star Trek, but there's like 10 of those movies. Like, comment below if you're into Star Trek. Should I watch those movies? Should I check those out? But Stanley Kubrick, great director. Definitely the visuals in this movie were out of this world, literally. It's just from 1968. For a movie that was supposed to be about 2001, it definitely wasn't what was going on in 2001. Like, it's, they were trying to predict the future from '68 to 2001. Now we're in 2023. It's like, whoa, 2001 for us was a lot different. We were not in space. We were mourning 2 buildings, if you know what I'm saying. Like, 2001 was a very different year. I was 2, right? Like, shit happens. But comment below, what was your review on this movie? I don't have too much more to say about it, but I would love to hear from you guys in the comment section below, or on Twitter, or hit my other links. Hit me up on Letterboxd. Links, all of them, down in the description below. If you search Big Cam with 2 G's and the big on pretty much anything, you'll find me. So hit me up on Twitter, Threads, whatever you got. But I'm looking forward to hearing from you all. If you got any movie recommendations for me and what you want me to see next, comment below. Stay tuned for future videos. I just saw Oppenheimer this weekend, so and I probably will be going to see Barbie soon. So comment below, what movies are you seeing? Had you gone and saw Barbenheimer in theaters this weekend? I would love to hear from you guys. Comment below, hit me up on my other social medias, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.